Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to your weekly general tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for everyone. These are the general energies, trends and themes that we're likely to experience over the course of the week. These are the three decks that I'll be using, and obviously this reading is always informed or infused with my intuitive message. So every week I will go into my intuition and I ask for a specific message for the week, and sometimes it ties in with the reading that comes up. Sometimes it's kind of, some people call it like a mini spiritual coaching message. So I love it either which way. With that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I am going to pop these to the side for a second. So your intuitive message this week was know when to move on, and when something is warped out of shape, right? Like let's say you've got your favorite top, maybe a utensil that you use in the kitchen. When it's kind of bent out of shape and it's a bit warped and a bit used and a bit worn out, it's time to kind of get rid of it. And so the message this week, I guess, is whatever is comfortable but no longer really serving to assist or grow you now needs to be removed. All right, so this is about really knowing when to move on. Sometimes this is from a connection, sometimes it's from a person, sometimes it's from a place. So this week you are being encouraged really to look at your lifescape and ask yourself, what am I ready to move beyond or to release now? All right, so for our overarching energy, trend or theme, we have from the Human Design Oracle deck, the Gate 63 and Doubt. Now this is an interesting one for so many reasons, right? The first one is this really does suggest that this week the energy of doubt pervades, and I wonder if this is because there's a part of you that knows something that you are either holding on to, refusing to let go of or release is actually kind of getting in the way now. And there's a part of you, it's like whenever something comes to an end, there's always that question of, well, what am I going to do now? Or what am I going to replace this with? If you've ever left a job without having another one to go to, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you've ever been in a situation where you needed to leave a relationship, but I wondered what happens after this? Will I ever find love again? All the rest of it. That doubt that you have in the back of your mind is only serving to keep you trapped. So there is something this week that you are needing to release, to remove, or to let go of. It does also suggest to me that this week, in terms of what's happening on the wider world stage, there's going to be a lot of confusion, there's going to be a lot of mixed messages, and there are going to be a lot of moments that really cause all of us in some way, shape or form to kind of have some doubt. Now, if you've been with me long enough, you know I have been talking about 2023, a universal year 7. If you haven't seen that video, I'm going to put a tag in here somewhere so that you can check it out, right? So that you can watch the overview that I did for this year specifically. But I have been talking about 2023 because it's a universal 7 year for some time. I talked about revelation of secrets. I talked about shady things going on. I talked about the need for a spiritual practice, a solid spiritual practice that you could rely on so that you could navigate what is likely to be a somewhat confusing year, right? So if you've been with me long enough, you know I've been talking about this for a long time. This is one of those weeks where I think we're going to see this kind of energy pervading. So really, this is the time. If there were ever a time to remove, release, cleanse, banish, this is definitely that week. And if there were ever a week to really get into trusting or understanding your intuition and when it speaks, this would definitely be it. All right, so for our direction cards, how do we best navigate this doubt, right? Well, I've given you some examples just there previously, but let's see what Tarot has to say. All right, so you got the 7 of Swords. I'm telling you, this is one of those weeks, right, with the Temperance card and the Magician card, right? So what we know, if you've been with me long enough, you know this, what we know about the Magician card, on the sort of negative end of the spectrum, aside from being megalomaniac tendencies, this can actually talk about trickster energy. The fact that we've got the Seven of Swords here does suggest that on the wider world stage, we're being told a big lie this week, and it's really, really important that you use your own discernment. Pay attention to this. Now, the fact that the Temperance card is here, this speaks to something else, right? So, you know, we know that the PTB are prone to doing sleight of hand, right? They create some big hubbub, some new challenge on TikTok, whatever it might be, and while everybody's looking over there, something else is happening over here, right? We know that that is the case. This is definitely one of those weeks. Misdirection is going to be fucking rife. Pay attention, listen to your intuition, keep yourself grounded. Now, the other thing, because we've got the Temperance, and the Temperance card is doing what I call the Temperate Run. I actually created a spread around this, right, whereby you pull the Temperance card, you put one card either side of it to tell you what the energies are that you're trying to blend or balance out. So this is what I call the Temperate Run. I created that in like 2018. In fact, I'll bring it back as a digital product very soon so that you guys can download it and you can have a lot of fun with it. I go into a bit more detail with it there. Now, that being said, this does suggest that lies and deceit with moving forward are the things that we're trying to balance out. So it could be a little bit of a murky week where we're kind of trying to figure out the lay of the land so that we know how to move forward, right? That's one way it could show up. Another way, like I said, this could be literally some kind of lies, deceit, because we've got the Seven of Swords here as well. Now, the other thing that really strikes me is because the Temperance card has a certain set of attributes, there's two spaces in the wider world, on the wider world stage, that we're likely to see this. One is the healthcare sector, two is the spiritual sector. I wouldn't be surprised if a big secret is released this week about a very prominent spiritual figure. We saw, you know, I'm not even going to go into it, but when the whole thing about the Dalai Lama came out, I talked about that in one of my Moon Day Magic posts, and like literally the day after it hit. So when I see this, I'm kind of like, yeah, this is likely to be a religious or a healthcare professional of some sort. I wouldn't be surprised if some kind of knowledge, information comes through. So it could be a secret revealed, but there's no high priestess here. And that's the telltale, right? So what this tells me is there is going to be a lie that is told this week. There might be some rumbling of, you know, new variants and all of that shite that they like to sort of ply us with. Please, please, please check in with your intuition. Pay attention to your discernment this fortnight, this week. It's going to be really, really important for you. Now, that being said, on a more microcosmic level, how does this affect us? Well, this could literally be a personal doubt or fear where your mind, your history, your heritage, your, you know, own hang-ups and self-sabotaging tendencies really get the better of you in terms of your self-talk. Something that you've designed, something that you've created, something that you are planning to bring out into the world. You could be hearing that mind, you know, mind going, spitting that booty chatter as it likes to do from time to time. Basically talking shit on yourself, right? So it's really important that you don't allow that to happen, because whatever you're birthing, it looks like it has the potential to be something truly spectacular. What it's going to require, right? When you have a child, you don't raise that child speaking to them like crap, do they? Do you? Well, I mean, you know, some parents do, but you know what I mean. Like, to give the child or your baby or this thing that you're creating the best possible chance it has at success, you need to be speaking life, hope, you know, wisdom, prosperity, happiness, light, love into your life, your dreams, and the things that you're trying to create, right? Speak good things. Now, in terms of the insight cards, what's happening around the corner, what's happening in the spaces we can't see, we've got the world card, which tells me a lot of what's come up today does pertain to world events. We're going to be seeing a lot on the wider world stage and potentially a lot in our communities. We've got this with the Six of Swords, and we've got this with the Five of Swords. There is going to be some kind of dispute around the travel industry over the course of this week. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more delays. I also wouldn't be surprised if we see some kind of dispute play out on the water. So, you know, over marine territory, over the oceans, you know, who gets to travel where, you know, all of the... what's the word that I'm looking for? All of the water-based travel, so cruises, all of that kind of stuff. Now, that's the wider world stage. On a more personal level, this suggests that we have, all of us, on a personal level, on that microcosmic level, this does suggest that over the course of this week, we have a really strong potential for a moment of full circle reckoning, right? Where we move forward, we elevate in a really big way, and straight away, as soon as we succeed with something, somebody comes in talking that booty chatter, right? Someone's just going to come in, and it's almost like, you know, when someone just can't be happy for you, they can't just, you know, like, and you'll be able to tell this as well, because it will come with a backhanded compliment. Oh, that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. You really struggled for the longest time with that, didn't you? Do you see what I mean? Do you see what happened there? Like, it's that final little sting in the tail. Watch out for the dream killers this week, because they're going to be real. Watch out for the people that add that little extra, right? Those, you'll spot them. The people that don't really wish you well or mean well for you, you will see them this week for sure. It's going to be an interesting week for sure. Let me know in the comments what you think, how it shows up for you, and what you see on the wider world stage that speaks to this. With that said, I wish you all an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments. Take care, and I'll see you soon.